Hello and welcome back to another episode, a playthrough of EU4. Of course, still playing the Anbennar fantasy mod, if you might have realized that. I guess you could have also guessed from the title, as always. Only guessing, of course. no direct decision made there. But yeah, we're gonna do another playthrough here, and after all, at the end of the last playthrough, I did tell what I'm gonna play, but just got over it real quick again. I did want to play something around this area here, because I see barely anyone touching this area here. Ideas were maybe the Chaladi elves, or for example Sarisu. That's also an idea. These guys also have mission trees, Rajnadaga have mission trees, but in the end, after all, there's also a popular demand for the dwarves. And I do agree that the dwarves can make a quite an interesting campaign, and especially with their own mechanics. In the end, Ovdal Kanzad is probably gonna be it. Of course, there would also be Verkal Gulan, but I don't like to play as Verkal Gulan, so we're gonna play Ovdal Kanzad. There we go. There's my decision making here. And so we're gonna do it like that. But like always, I'm gonna mention that now. I guess every episode of these playthroughs is, if there's anything specific you want me to play or anything great you want to point out, the only thing that I want from the nation is having a cool mission tree, or at least have a cool mechanic. And mission tree. Without a mission tree, I usually don't play any nation. I'm now so ingrained in mission trees from this that playing any nations without them just doesn't feel right. Yeah, if there's any nation with a cool mission tree that you want to play, that I want me to see play. Not, I mean, if you want to play it yourself, you're probably gonna play it yourself, don't you? Well, if you want to see me play that, just scream at me or something. But alright. Oh, also something. If there's nothing established out of that, like over the success or anything, I'm probably will do the Lake Federation next. So if you want me to see me play the Lake Federation, that's usually gonna happen anyway. So there we are. But alright, Ovdal Kanzad. Now we are remnant, so we're not gonna be an adventuring dwarf that is basically moving around. We are a remnant. We already exist. We have our hold here. And we have basically now have to decide what we're gonna push first. Now before we do that, we're gonna take a look at everything else. So, we of course do have to reclaim the Varova, which is gonna give me the coldness, but also makes native assimilation and uprising chance ridiculous. We have the stagnant remnant. So for a while we won't be able to actually push out of our territory, just to give the I guess they mainly did that so that they don't get an advantage over other dwarves or adventuring bands, because it's a lot easier for them to colonize. And we of course have the Dwarven Administration, which focuses a lot on production and, well, defense. Barely any the changing rival cost diplomatic. Global settler increase as well. Yeah. And their military focuses mainly on, yeah, cannons. The infantry is also not the greatest. The cavalry is really shit. And they have, of course, a little bit less troops and they are slow. So, yeah, dwarves are cannons as well. They're not as crazy cannons like gnomes, but still fairly focused on cannons. Alright, we also have a dwarven clan here, which just gives manpower and hostile cooperation on us. But the thing is, like, we are rarely gonna have anything around that might cause a problem at the moment. So, money we're making okayish. We're gonna send you here. Tree of Stone. Of course, that is the thingy here. This area. So, ideas. Development cost, reduction efficiency. That is not too bad. I like that quite a bit. Landfire damage, garrison size, artillery combat ability, current power, charge damage, artillery bonus versus fort, landfire, and artillery fire plus 0.5. So, compared to other dwarfs, the Ovdal Kanzad dwarves have a really high focus on fire and artillery, and that gets specifically ingrained when you look at their mission trees over here, where they just keep pushing the artillery boundaries. And I guess that's the highest I can reach. The Amber Cannons MK5. 15 artillery cost reduction and 20 damage from back row. But of course that will come. We are first need to establish our area here to get growth in the capital, and this one is just level 2 hold as well. And then we have mission trees to establish one of the holy sites of the dwarves and the area around here, and also just get a bunch of production rolling in our capital and stuff like that. The Ember Kings, the tree of fruit, and like I said, the stone tree, that's kind of this area here that looks like a little bit like a tree out of stone. That's why all of this name giving comes from, I assume. But alright, this is what we're gonna establish. But for the beginning, we're just gonna do very normal dwarven stuff. So that is digging, and also, oh, that's probably important. If you have no idea what the fuck the dwarves actually do, the dwarves, the special thing about dwarves is that they have these holds and their roots here. So these holds are basically like very tall single provinces that you can really build up, and then you get like a modifier every time where you can dig deeper that makes it cheaper to develop and gives you more production and stuff like that. So the dwarves, they play really, really, really tall. Just to give it a little bit of a summary. We're of course gonna go a little bit in depth about what they do when it comes around. We also have the Ancestors Worship, which gives fort defense and makes our advisors cheaper. A lot cheaper, to be honest. 33% if they have the ruler's culture, which kind of encourages to once again throw out all of the other races. So, we can have a few more infantry, and we need that desperately in the coming time. Also, let's get as much ground as possible, as always. And you guys need, I assume, the usual stuff. Now, we only have one thing. Do we want to already put in one of the points? Or one of the point gains here? Also, we're gonna do, of course, all of the prestige buildings as well. You guys don't have anything that I want. Yeah, I usually completely ignore these guys anyway. So there's that. Oh, we can do one thing. I mean, we have iron here, and usually, what do we got? I mean, we're gonna spend more admin, really. You know what? Let's do something wacky. Let's do this one right away. Of course, that throws down this stuff a little bit, but it's not gonna really do too much at the moment. It's just gonna reduce my income a tad bit. So nothing crazy. So, now, if you don't know how the Dwarven faith works, we basically have the Coptic faith. We have holy sites that we need to control, and if they're controlled by dwarves and such, we can choose a bonus of all of these. Now, we're probably gonna go for the global settler increase right away, because when it comes around, we really want to have that established. Then next, probably the development cost reduction. But here we go. Now you're probably wondering what all of this is. So I mean, we, as the remnant dwarfs, we can focus on something, basically. Because it's now the time that we do something, and basically we have to decide what we want to do. So we can pick between 3 options. They all cost 250 monarch points, either admin, diplo, or military. I have no idea what military does, because I've never cared about it the slightest. Because we are not gonna do much warfare. The only thing that we have that we might that we have to deal with is, of course, the uprisings of natives, and we of course hope that doesn't happen too often. Then we would have the decision to spread out. So with diplo points, I assume that you I think you get like colonists and global settler increase and settler chance and all of those shenanigans. And the admin one just straight up upgrades our hold level, as far as I remember. And to be honest, I usually go with that. Always. Because it is just useful. Also, now that at the beginning that we have basically I could save up this money. I mean, monarch point. No, we want monarch points. Screwed. I want monarch points right from the get-go. I guess we're gonna take you. And so we're also gonna put everything to speed 5 because, well, it's gonna be a little bit time consuming, a little bit timely. Because, well, as the dwarves, we don't have anything happening as the remnant dwarves. Like, nothing at all. We're just waiting here. We're waiting until this one has basically removed the stagnant remnant. So we can actually start colonizing. Also important to mention is we're not gonna develop yet or anything. I actually do want to wait until the Renaissance starts, because you might realize that we are very far away from the Renaissance spawning place. So we definitely have to establish that in our own territory. Also, here we see our tree. Basically those are like the branches and everything, and Earthseed is over here. That's Earthseed, the province. It's also, like I said, a holy site here. Yep, there we go, Earthseed. Currently controlled by nobody. So we definitely want that. And then we have like stuff where we push it up here, as far as I remember. The Shrine of the Seed, yeah, there it is. Now the development, like, one thing that really annoys me about this is these caverns do have a very chunky development cost increase. Like, I think they have like plus 80% development cost increase. But for some reason we need to build up these caverns, like here. Like like these areas need 6 development and stuff like that. And then like then 9 development as well. And then we just get a 25 development cost reduction for that. And for me that's like, huh? Like, it's still a useless province to develop. Like, I don't want that developed. But I guess if it's part of the mission tree, we kind of have to go through it, especially if we want to reach the last thingy here, the blast command. Which gives Sovereign of the Eastern War, which is a chunky amount of I mean, trade steering, current power, it's a lot of trade stuff, so we're definitely gonna go for trading with the dwarves here. Trade ideas and such things. But alright, we're still waiting. I guess one thing that we could do is stop paying the army. Oh, that's cool. We have to pay the army. We have to stop paying the army with that. They're just gonna throw that at us. There you also see all of the modifiers that dwarves get in compatibility. And yeah, like, this is the stuff that they do, nothing else. We could also increase the... yeah, we're gonna boost the stability, clearly. We need prosperity here, reduce the cost. Now, of course, our leader is fairly old, Mr. Powderkeg. Lord Krakarun Powderkeg. But we might, actually, now looking at that, if there's nothing happening anytime soon. Huh. Oh, because I have so little stuff. No. We don't need that. I don't like that at all. Minimum autonomy 25%. It would take away a lot of ground land, and it can be rolled for 20 years. I mean, but technically speaking, this is actually very good for us. Don't you think? I mean, look at the amount of fucking ground land reduction. So for 20 years we also cannot take away land as well. But how often we could do this? I think like 4 or 5 times, which would be 5% every time. I mean, this is clearly worth it. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. This reduction here doesn't do jack shit for them. Like, we only have the capital and we're gonna get this and this stuff. This is very good. And I guess at the same point we can immediately do that. There we go. I guess we could also push up the agenda here. I guess that's worth it. And we do have probably a fairly easy example. Oh, you want me to get a mage in? To be honest, yeah. That's not too bad. I mean, here we could get manpower and prestige, but... let's get a mage in. Let him have the work. That's also gonna reduce the development cost here, of course. Accept the demands. Of course not. I mean, one other thing that we kind of have as a bonus now, we could technically ignore technology, to be honest, because we're not gonna have any war anytime soon. We're just building up. Now, of course, also this one we won't be able to reach. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for the Renaissance to spawn, and then we're gonna start developing Ovdal Kanzad itself. I think we get a few chunky modifiers onto our capital at least. As far as I remember. Mainly goods produced. Yeah, there fuel the forge, goods produced, more goods produced. And then a new way of war. So yeah. We also have like ways to get the other dwarves onto our belt that are nearby, like the two over here, Valkagulan and Sektir, I think it's called. Or we could take innovativeness here. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's gonna do a little bit. Of course, we're then not quite here, but to be honest, manpower is not really the most important developing point for me. In the same notion, we're gonna turn this one on. And then it's time to develop our capital. Loop. And I assume that is gonna be Birth of the Renaissance. This changes everything. So now we have a dwarf minority here as well, but so let's go. Wait, did we not have? Am I missing a reduct? Oh no, we do have the mage in. Yes. So we're gonna do one military first, and then kick this bad boy up to 40. That should be enough to get at least this one done. Of course. Yeah, game. I guess I deserve that, right? Then I guess no prosperity. Screw you, game. Just screw you. Alright, we also get a chunky amount of money in. Are we gonna take advisors before the remnant stuff? Yeah. You know what? I mean, we're gonna have to spend another 120 points when this one reaches the limit. Yeah, screw it. Advisors. I want these extra points. We can throw them out later on. They're gonna be cheap enough anyway. So 6 more clicks so we can reach the next development threshold. Because it's kind of inefficient to develop past it, because we don't have the extra reduction yet. Now technically I could have taken development here first. I'm alright with that. Not been taken yet. We could have taken the development bonus here first to have that extra push down, but I do want to have the global threat increase as soon as possible. That's a thing. Because without that it's gonna take a lot longer to colonize everything around when we get the option. So let's keep pushing on our development. Yeah, I think we're gonna perfectly reach that with the Renaissance with the 40 development. That's fantastic. If life works out that way. We also do have to remember to revoke that special thingy here. That also is gonna give us a bunch of ground land. That's also one of the things that I love about the dwarves. They make it very easy to acquire ground land because you develop a lot anyway. So, one more, then we have everything. We can also then immediately embrace the Renaissance. Oh! Thank you very much. This is helping out a lot. Traveling Minister. I'm not sure how you find your way into our cave here, but I'll take you. We'll let you sing nonetheless. So. One more. There we go. And we can immediately turn this one off. No addict. Now, first of all, embrace. Now this one's probably gonna be too expensive at the moment, I assume. Yeah, 95 grounds. We could do something wacky and just take in loans. Or technically... I know we're not gonna be ahead enough. Also we have... okay, yeah. We have the old age modifier currently. But you know what? Loans. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with taking a few loans if that pushes us faster to our goal. We're just gonna go that far. Let this trigger twice, then we can dig the capital. As simple as that. It also gets us closer to this one. Oh wait, no, this one, yeah. Do you know what it does for us? Yeah, there is a special reason why I want to do this. Because currently we have the modifier of getting to second level. We're gonna have to get the second level anyway when this stagnant remnant gets removed. So we're gonna reach the third level then. That's why I'm doing this so early. Okay, there we have an heir. Not the best heir, but will do. For now, especially while we are currently kicking over anyway. We have an age objective fulfilled, of course. We have raised the Renaissance. So this one we also want as soon as possible, because we want this one desperately. The higher developed colonies, that's gonna be at the beginning very useful. Humiliating arrival will not be a part of this. Permanent Overlord is also not gonna happen, this one's not gonna happen, this one's not gonna happen. So this is the only chance of getting Splendor for us. So there we are. So these one are gonna cost 22 gold. That should be around. This stuff is all... yeah, we can keep that, just to make these people happy. This one 67, so 13 more years before we can take that. Sure, I'll make these guys happier. It's a little bit more income. For a while. Game? Calm down. Good. These events here with that increase or reduce the days, they, as far as I remember, they do not really work. So that's why I'm just clicking this stuff without any care. Also here we have the easy decision again, Magical Elite, Prestige Decay. And making the mages happy. And if the mages are happy, I'm gonna get more cost reductions. Yeah, like this stuff, do you see here? This doesn't do anything. Like when it says, oh, will be done a few days earlier or a few days later. That's wrong. That's a lie. Deceit, that's what they're doing here. Currently also have the easy diggable rock, but like I said, we don't want to develop anything here any further. Military engineers out. I guess we'll keep him out for now. We do need a little bit more money. For when the colonizing comes around. Because technically we should have to keep keep our army. We also probably should increase our army as well. Especially while we're at the limit here. Yeah, then the loan doesn't matter too much. Because one thing that's gonna be always unpleasant here is like these guys are very likely to rise up. They are super aggressive, these, and we do have the extra modifier here of 150%, 50% uprising chance. Now the thing is, there we go, Remnant Awakening. We get a level 2 digging hold, digging expert. We get a bunch more stuff. Boom! Suddenly we have a ridiculous income. Now we could take that. We could take that to really get this stuff rolling. But these guys are so vicious that I think I'd rather take that. Also, we're of course gonna pay the army now. And let's start sending these dudes in. Now this one we're gonna actually keep for a little while. Because once again, we're just gonna take that when it comes to the next level. One thing that we're gonna do is put a general here. Oh wait, it's actually wait until you have all the stuff. So, we can tag up. Let's not forget that. And then one more. Yeah, and I guess we do want... Yeah, you can get out. We need the extra income now. The colony is currently at 60. Ha ha ha. Funny. Luckily enough that doesn't do anything for us really, because this thing is fairly far down anyway. So we're just gonna wait for one more dude. So, then we're gonna put the army here. Into that position. Demands of labor. Nope. Because what this digging operation now does, it's gonna put our capital up to the 3rd level instead of the 2nd. So you guys are gonna stand here. So if the natives rise up, you can immediately kick them. Big fan of kicking. We do have the reduction from digging expert council. This is all very nice. Alright, and we are also gonna actually, in the first episode, we're actually gonna get to hold level 3. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, I say. Also, this modifier is out. We're no longer incompetent. This one still takes a while. We'll see if we can find some beautiful caverns to push that up. But alright. We have renewed the loan. That's alright. That's not gonna completely harm me. Okay, money is not too important anyway. So, let's keep up with that. Now we can also start building something technically. Even though this is kind of nearly up there. Prestige, like always. A beautiful hold. Like I said, this is level 3 hold. So we already have that boost. Really reduces the development cost. Goods produced, tax modifier. All of the good stuff. So, now we do have all of this tech to take in a moment, so we're not gonna push on further. We're also gonna improve you guys. I think we're gonna go as defensive as possible. So, do we have enough? No, we don't have enough money to do anything else there. I guess, but we can start repaying these loans. Now I could develop, but why should I? Oh, there we see it. Native rising. Whew. Like I said, that's gonna be fairly difficult to do every time. Okay. We have taken a loan. Yeah, we need to re-establish this army. We really need to stay up to tech to get... I mean, at the beginning these natives are gonna be very vicious. But luckily enough, if we go a little bit further ahead, this is gonna At least improve somewhat. We could technically do this one, but it also costs me 225 military points, and I feel like that's a little bit of a waste. Wine. Oh, okay. The wine here is technically the beer, I guess. That's an 8% chance. I really want copper, to be honest, because we do need that for this mission over here. Don't care. So, but not a loan to repay. 2 more loans. But I guess on this note, we're also gonna end this episode here. A decent start, already hold level 3 after 15 years. That's very nice. But like always, like some shenanigans, and I guess see you guys next episode. Bye!